نمضي جنودا 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 الله نمضي أسودا 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 نمضي جنودا 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 الله نمضي أسودا أسودا أسودا.
This is for all the people who ask if both Saudi Arabia and Iran are controlled by the Illuminati, by the satanic secret societies, and if they're both on the same side, as I always say on my videos, then how come the Saudi kingdom is fighting against the Houthis that the media claims all the time? You know, they've claimed it, I think, over 1,000 times, that the Houthis are being supported and armed and funded by Iran. And Iran itself claims that they are helping the Houthis. So, you know, many people ask me, how come the Saudi kingdom is fighting against the Houthis if the Saudi kingdom and Iran and Israel and America are all the same? And this video, inshallah, will answer that question.
Well, let's now speak to Mohammed al-Bukaiti, who's a member of Ansarullah, the political wing of the Houthi movement, and their spokesman. He will be speaking to us via translator to what Yemen's foreign minister has told us. He says that experts from Iran, Syria and Hezbollah are currently supporting your fighters in Yemen. What do you respond?
This is not true. Saudi Arabia has imposed and tried to impose sieges. Iran cannot reach Yemen. So these accusations are not true at all. And we are accustomed to this in the previous wars. So these accusations are not true at all. And we are accustomed to this in the previous wars.
Okay, let me just now explain how this whole propaganda works. What this whole propaganda between Iran and Saudi Arabia is all about. How they're trying to manipulate people's minds. The Saudis are bad for refusing to ally with Russia and Hazrat Putin. No, you Persians are bad for refusing to serve America and to ally with them. Islam tells us to ally with Israel and America. Don't you know anything about Islam, you silly Persians? Only Arabs understand Islam, not you Persians. Forget about the fact that you're Shia. No, you're Persians. And that's why you don't understand Islam. If you understood Islam, you would know that Islam is all about making money and becoming billionaires and helping the Zionists and joining Freemasonry. That's what Islam is. Only Arabs understand this. You can never understand it because you're Persians. Great news, everyone! Great news! The Shias have agreed to ally with America, and the Saudi kingdom have agreed to ally with Russia. Our long war that never happened has finally ended. All Muslims must rejoice and support both America and Russia now. Even the biggest enemy of Iran is now allied with Russia. So you have to be crazy if you still oppose Russia after this. And even the biggest enemy of America now supports America. You're not allowed to be more anti-Shia than the Saudis or more anti-American than Iran. If you are, then you're insane. You're not making any sense. You're crazy. You're Khawarij because we say so. And our words determine what Islam is. We say you're Khawarij. We say you're crazy. We say you're not following Islam. And so it is so. So join the New World Order. Or else, you're Khawarij. Inshallah, in the future, I will make more videos about our Houthi brothers. And they are our brothers. They are misguided, but they are our brothers. They are our Muslim brothers. Just like other groups, many of the other groups, just because I disagree with them doesn't mean that I'm against them. There are certain groups that you're against. You know, I'm not a Maliki, I'm not a Shafi'i, I'm not a Hanafi. I disagree with these groups, but these are Muslims, okay? The Houthis are also Muslims. Even Daesh are Muslims. Even though I disagree with them, they are Muslims. But there are certain groups that are not Muslims at all. They are munafiqeen, they are mushrikeen, they are awliya al-shaitan. So you have to distinguish between Muslims who are, you know, whom I disagree with, Muslims who we might have different opinions from, and people who are not even Muslims, who are just pretending to be Muslims, who are actually awliya al-shaitan, who are actually the munafiqeen. So Iran, the governments of Iran, Saudi Arabia, and many of the governments in the Middle East, they are run by the munafiqeen. They are not Muslims at all. They are munafiqeen. But as I said, the Houthis, the Daesh, the Taliban, these are Muslims but we have different of opinion with them. And the best of all of these groups are, of course, Imarat Islami Afghanistan, the Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan. They are the best group of all of these. But obviously, I don't agree with any of these groups 100%. I'm just saying that these are Muslims, whereas the Saudi kingdom is not Muslim. The government of Iran, they are not Muslim. They are Shia to Dajjal. They are not Zaydis. They are Shia to Dajjal. They are Dajjal worshipping 12 Imami prostitutes and adulterers and homosexuals. There's a huge difference between them and the Houthis. The media likes to call them both Shias, but there's a huge difference in their ideology. The Houthis are almost like Sunnis. I mean, they are a sect of the Zaydis, and the Zaydis were actually used to be considered to be the same as the Hanafis in the past. The Zaydis and the Hanafis used to be one group. They didn't call themselves Zaydis and Hanafis at the beginning. They were just both Muslims. Some of them followed Imam Abu Hanifa, and some of them followed Imam Zayd. But later they started dividing over time slowly, and even the Zaydis started dividing into many different groups. So now you have many different types of Zaydis, and you have many different types of Hanafis. You got the Deobandis, you got the Barelvis, you got the Naqshbandis, you got so many different types of Hanafis. I mean Naqshbandi can be both Barelvi and Deobandi, but there are many different types of Hanafis now. But originally there were no Hanafis or Zaydis. It was just Muslims, okay? But there's a big difference between Muslims who are misguided and whom we have difference of opinions from, and people who are not Muslims at all. And I'm telling you, Iran is trying to deceive our Houthi brothers. And the Sunnis of Yemen and the Houthis have to unite together under Islam, and they have to hold fast to the rope of Allah. They must unite under the Quran, and together they must oppose both Iran, the Saudi kingdom, and of course the fake Al-Qaeda as well, which is created by Iran in order to push the Houthis towards the Shias, towards the 12 Imam Shias, towards the Shia to Dajjal, to create division between the Houthis and the Sunnis. That's why Iran has created the fake Al-Qaeda in Yemen. That's the purpose of the fake Al-Qaeda. Because many people don't know this, but the Houthis actually used to have very good relations with Osama bin Laden. But later they started turning against him after they saw all these fake videos of him, taking responsibility for 9/11 and all that stuff. They started calling him a CIA agent. But at the beginning, they used to have good relations with him. Okay? Anyway, inshallah, I will make more videos about this in the future. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.